Hey guys, it's Angie, and guess what I'm doing now? Do you want to be a CNA? I'm also a CNA. Yeah, I went to school for just about everything I possibly could go for. I trained in everything, just about what anything that was available to me to get me a job or get me ahead in life, I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Angie's doing CNA now. Certified Nursing Assistant or Certified Nursing Aide. I got mine in 1990. And when you have to renew it now. They have new laws. You have to work so many months and get recertified and all these different things now. But when I got mine, it was a forever thing. Once you become a CNA, you're always a CNA. So throughout the years, things have changed because back then, CNAs were allowed to do so much more than they are allowed to do today. CNA, clean, nose, and the A word. That's mostly all you can do now. But back then, I did trachea care. Back then, they were made out of stainless steel, I think it was. And I was able to clean those. I also was able to clean the ostomy bag. Clean the stoma and change the bag out. And, because it was feces in the bag, I was able to do that. Also, I even tube-fed when I was a nanny, and I had children with special needs that I cared for. So I did that, and also I worked at a children's home. Very, very beautiful children who were either born in a traumatic way or were in accidents or were there to pass away with dignity, which we usually lost 4 to 8 kids a month or so, something like that. But they were always coming in. It could have been a sad place to work, but it was not, because so many kids survived, so many kids lived, so many kids were able to become adults, and it was a really beautiful place to work at. Also, I worked at places where there were adult children with special needs that I've worked as a CNA, and it was a pretty rewarding experience. The hardest part for me was being a CNA was working at senior citizen buildings or senior citizen homes or nursing homes, because they were always understaffed, the ones that I worked at. I worked at one way out in the suburbs once when I was younger, and it was not understaffed, and they required 2 aides for to go in one room and take care of a client. It was never just one aide. It was always had to be 2. Even if they were short, the 2 people there had to go and take care of the one client, which made it so much easier on you. It made it easier on the client because you were able to turn them better. You were able to clean them better. You did it as a team. And I think all nursing homes should adopt that if they're able to allow 2 aides to go into a room, because they'll get finished faster. They'll do a better job together, and they can just go down the line instead of one person with 10 people, which is really, really hard. And that's why I really wasn't able to work at nursing homes, and then a lot of times I would end up staying late because I couldn't leave them wet. I couldn't leave them hungry. It was just too much for me. And so I never forget when I was in my clinical in the 90s, and I went to my clinical, and we did a nursing home, and it was a senior citizen lady, and she looked at me, and I asked her, "You want me to help you?" And she said, she frowned up and she said, "Bam!" And she punched me in my nose. That was my first experience, because it could happen. You can get punched, But, she might have had a little senility clicking in there somewhere, but, it hurt. And those things may happen to you. A lot of things can happen to you when you're working at a place where there are senior citizens, where there are children. A lot of things can happen, but so many good things have happened at the places that I've worked. And now I mostly do home health care, which I do enjoy. I enjoy going to someone's home to try to help them out, and you have to be patient, and you have to tend to their needs, and you have to try to stick to a guideline of what the company that hired you tells you to do, because when you don't stick to a guideline and you get there and they will have you mowing the yard, which is not part of your job, they will have you just doing things that aren't part of your job, and then when you decide that, wait a minute, this isn't part of my job, I can't do it, you know, you can get yourself in trouble, they can get you in trouble. So just really try to follow the guidelines. Being a CNA, you would know how to fix a bed, because when I took the test, you had to know how to fix a bed the proper way. It's like a military style. You also, we did, when I was training, we learned how to do like different things like range of motion. We learned how to change a diaper proper way, how to change the sheets with the client still in the bed without overly disturbing the client, patient or the client. So, you know, it was about respect. It was about treating someone with respect. Like when you see someone and they're in a wheelchair and they're walking with someone else, and then maybe their relative, or you know that's their relative, you never ever walk up to the client in the wheelchair and look up and talk to their relative like they're not there. So I've been doing this for a long time, and you treat people like people. The wheelchair doesn't, if they can talk, let them talk. Ask them, did you need me to get you some water? You don't look up to their relative and say, do you think he wants some water? He like looking at you like, I'm right here, girl. You could have asked me if I wanted some water. It could be you. I mean, you never know. You can wake up in the morning and lose the use of your legs. You can wake up in the morning and not be able to get up and be paralyzed, and you don't know what happened. You could have aneurysm. Anything could happen, you know, to you. You be in an accident. You can just step off the sidewalk and you be that same person in a wheelchair. Would you want someone to treat you differently than they treated you before you got in the wheelchair? No, I should say not. So being a CNA isn't just about cleaning someone up or fixing their bed or cleaning their room. It's about caring for that person as a person and treating them as such. And you know, I don't really go by the treat people the way you want to be treated, because a lot of people nowadays don't even treat themselves right. Treat people the way they should be treated. Even if you just think that you can't find that love and that kindness within yourself, still, if you got to act like you have love and kindness. Act like it. You know, you don't have to be jolly and happy 24/7, but when you're with someone, do not project your negativity to them, because if they're already dealing with an illness, a sickness, or just getting older and dealing with aging, you do not want to project your unhappiness, your car broke down, and you can't get it fixed, you don't have enough money in the bank. You don't want to tell your clients all of that, you know. But sometimes you do get, if you're doing home health care, you make it a little like, you know, friendly with them, but whatever you do, even if you talk about something, please don't make it be a burden to them. Don't make it where you tell them something terrible about yourself that you're dealing with present. Now, maybe something happened to you in the past, it's over with, it's done, but don't tell them something about something that's happening now, and something that they may feel like, oh, maybe I should offer her money, or maybe I should try to get my daughter to do this, or my son to help her with this. And no, your job, you're getting paid to go in there, take care of that client, that patient, that person, the best way you can, and leave. Don't leave your burdens there with that patient. Go in there, do your job, go home. So that way you can go back and do your job again because it is a job. Although as a person, you're going to treat them like a person, you're going to give them dignity and respect. It's still a job, and you must go in and do your job professionally the way you were trained. If you weren't trained, there are plenty of sites online that can teach you or tell you, because a lot of people don't know how to act. Really, a lot of people don't know how to act. They'll go to a client's house and they will get on their cell phone, sit back, talk, girl, let me tell you this, girl, let me on your cell phone at the client's house, talking about what happened at the party last night. You do not do that. You know, because back in the day, you didn't even have cell phones. And then some people would actually get on the client's phone and call somebody and talk about the party. Or talk about what this happening. Girl, he did this, and girl, he did that. And that is not what you do. You are there to do a job. Even if your job is just to sit there, keep them company. I even worked one time with this lady where all I had to do was go in, play dominoes. And I couldn't tell you how to play dominoes now, but she taught me and I played with her every night. I don't remember how to do it. And watch her television show and give her 2 cookies and half a glass of milk. And then she would go to bed, and I had one bed and she had another bed. That was my entire job. And I did my job. I didn't do anything outside of that but treat her with kindness, give her 2 cookies, her milk, and make sure she got into bed and was comfortable and was clean. And that's what I did. And I went home the next day. So do your job if you're going to be a CNA. It's a wonderful position. It's not an easy position in some places, especially if you work in a nursing home. From my experience, it's not that easy, but it's a rewarding position. So do something. Because I'm Angie, and I'm doing it. And I did CNA. So please subscribe, like, and hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding. So you can get notification of my next video. Thank you for watching.